Okay, good morning. Hi, everybody. This is really fun because we have a kind of a unique plan for today. It's the Friday of a 3-day weekend. I know if you watch Downton Abbey, you remember the Dowager Duchess saying, "What's a weekend?" Because, you know, she was of the landed gentry, but we don't even know what a weekend is anymore because we're all so discombobulated. But in my mind, it's a 3-day weekend. And so I decided we should have a mocktail cocktail morning party. So here's my little cocktail. I'm having a little glass of grapefruit juice with a splash of vodka and a mint from my garden. So I hope everybody will toast me and tell me what they're drinking in the chat box. Lisa's having La Croix. Nisha's having what? Smoothie?
I'm having a chai latte.
Oh, latte. Ooh, a chai latte. Very good. Karen, what are you having? A coffee. Yeah. All right. She's on mute, but we'll get to her. Just water for Bobby. Oh, you're so pure. I love it. So we're not going to have a guest today. I'm so glad to just welcome our members to the Slow Flowers member virtual meetup Friday, May 22nd. This is our 9th meetup, which is crazy that we've had to be sheltered in place this long and doing things virtually, but it's so great to connect with all of you. This has been such a beautiful experience, and for one thing, I've finally learned a lot about Zoom with the help of a great team and all of your patience, and this has been really meaningful. So we're going to just talk a little bit of update on what's going on with Slow Flowers. And then I think because I had a feeling we might not have a big group today because of the holiday weekend, we're just going to ask everybody to say hello and update the group on what's happening with your business, your floral enterprise, and just the short, introduction. I think we'll have plenty of time to get through everybody. And so let's get started. I want to start by just encouraging you to keep on mute, and we'll unmute you when it's time for you to talk. That way we can kind of get a good clean recording. We have some giveaways, so we want to make sure everybody takes a moment to identify themselves in the Zoom group chat on the right column. I think most of you have been on the call before. There's a really fabulous core group of Slow Flowers, the team, and you've heard me introduce people and call on people and help make this meeting happen. Karen Thornton of Avenue 22 Events, our event manager and business manager. Nisha Blancas, who's been with me the longest. She's our social media maven, fetching social, and she's kind of managing the giveaways, but also doing all of the beautiful social media and stories to promote these Zoom events. I don't know if you've seen them on our feed at My Slow Flowers and also on our Facebook page. And then our membership manager, Lisa Wad. Lisa is formerly of Pot and Box, now Lisa Wad Botanical Artist, and she has been essential to helping me get a good kind of system for just knowing who our members are, where they are, and what they're doing. So I'm really grateful to all three of you. What I'd like to do is ask Karen, Nisha, and Lisa in that order to just for fun, tell us what they're doing. Maybe share what you're doing with your business and what you're doing in light of Slow Flowers activities, balanced with everything else, because we're all kind of virtually working on our own things and then on Slow Flowers. Karen, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I just asked one of you guys to keep an eye on admitting folks.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I just did another one. Hey, I'm Karen. Like Deborah said, I know a lot of you, especially if you've attended a summit in the past few years, I've printed and alphabetized your name tag, among other things, which is how I tend to remember where people are from and what their names are. So what I've been doing in the events industry, of course, is probably a little bit different than most on this call, but no less dynamic and different. I have been converting a lot of, events to virtual. So I've learned a lot about Zoom myself, along with many other platforms, more than you could ever want to know about. Pricing out sound stages for some folks and things like that. So it has been a good, time to learn things that I probably should have known and had in my pocket before now, but now have to. And then the other thing that I have been doing the last few weeks, and Debra, this is a little bit of a preview for you, although I know you've seen some things on social, but I like to send out vendor and client gifts every year. And so I've been doing that lately with a little bit of a sort of quarantine theme. I've got nice journals for some folks. I printed new cards, and since it's a cocktail morning for some of us, although I'm drinking tea this morning, I thought I'd share a fun one that I'm doing for some of my vendors. I have these little tumblers. This one says, if you see me talking to myself, mind your business. I'm having a parent-teacher conference. For some of my vendors that are friends that I know are working moms as well.
It's highly personal for you.
Yeah. So just trying to stay connected to the people that make my business what they are, both my clients and my vendors, which mean a lot to me, and we all miss each other a lot. So yeah, that's mostly it. Doing what I can to hold on to a few virtual events, and then just thinking differently about what other offerings I can offer to clients to make it worthwhile.
Yeah. And Karen and I have spent a lot of time together reimagining Slow Flowers Summit 2021. And, you know, it's similar, Karen, to what I'm hearing from my friends and our members who are doing weddings and events. The event may get postponed, but the amount of time that you're still investing in communication and holding hands and being responsive, that doesn't go away, even though the event is now postponed, right?
Yeah, exactly. In fact, it sort of adds to it because I'm keeping people engaged for much longer now, right? Like there's a method to keeping attendees and registrants and ticket holders engaged once they buy their ticket until the event. And now that's a much longer timeline. So
yeah. And I think everybody here has some version of that, you know, in their lives too.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I also think that the biggest news for you is you renovated your office. You stole your husband's office.
Look, guys, I have a dry erase board. I've joked that like I feel like a real business owner now because I have a dry erase board.
It's also too high for your kids to draw on, right?
Yeah, which currently is full of Karen's board of big and small ideas. It's like everything from like yard signs to owning a venue for me to rethink what I want to do with my business. So
that's really encouraging. I love that. Anything else?
No, I guess actually one thing that's related to those who have been on this for a few weeks, when Missy and folks were talking about social media a few weeks ago, and I think actually inspired by Tammy Myers, who's on the call too, I upped my social media game since this all started. I just have never prioritized daily posts and stories and all of that. And through the encouragement of you guys, I started doing that. And in the, 8 or 9 weeks since we've been in this situation, I've gained like 35 or almost 40 new followers. So for me, that's huge. I only have a few hundred anyway. So yeah, just that daily engagement has really upped my game with really like great followers, not just random, bots and stuff.
Could you please put your Instagram in the Zoom chat so people can follow you?
Yeah, sure.
I was just, listen, this is what friends are for. We gotta bump up Karen's numbers. And then Karen, will you also put the link to the video from last week in the Zoom chat? Okay.
Yep, I sure will.
That'd be great. Excellent. All right, Miss Nisha, where are you? I want to hear from you. Give everyone a hello and what's happening with fetching.
Hello. So I'm Nisha, and I would say during this time, especially with Slow Flowers, I just have been communicating on social with you guys or showcasing members on our stories or within our posts. That's pretty much it. My world hasn't really completely changed since I'm already digital. That's pretty much it. Is just engaging and maintaining that conversation online with our members.
Nisha, you really have taken these stories, especially for these Zoom chat, our virtual meetings, up to another level when you announce you have got the countdown and you've got beautiful graphics and you've created these like fun congratulations announcement slides for everybody who wins one of our giveaways. How did you do that? Did you find some kind of special like Canva app, or did you design that yourself?
No, it's Canva, and I just decided to go back to Canva, and they have added the template for IG stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of was just messing around with that and seeing what I can produce. And
wow, it's beautiful.
yeah.
So if anybody isn't using Canva, there's a free option, canva.com, right? It's a graphic design website, right?
Yeah, and it's very easy, very user-friendly, way easier than like Photoshop. There's a lot of templates already pre-made, and you can go ahead and just copy and paste what you want to write or insert photos. Yeah, all that fun stuff.
Karen just posted the website, and Lisa jumped in and said it really is easy. And yeah, I agree. I've used it quite a bit, and not that I want to put our favorite graphic designer, Jenny Diaz, out of work, but there's sometimes when you don't have any lead time and you just have to do something quick, and that's been really great. And Nisha, can we put your Fetching Social coordinates on our Zoom chat so people can follow you? I've referred a lot of people to Nisha for consultations, like a 1 hour, quick brainstorming session, or for ongoing, kind of contract, because she's truly changed my game in the last almost 3 years that we've worked together. Is it 3? It's almost 4, I guess. Yeah. When Nisha started with Slow Flowers, we've known each other before that, but when she started her own business and we started working together September of 2017, I think we had 3,000 followers on my Slow Flowers on Instagram, and we have like 23 point something thousand followers, all 100% organic. And I give that all the credit to Nisha for making that happen, just by creating beautiful visuals, meaningful information, and engaging with people. And it's been really, people might not know it's you, but it's you.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, thank you so much. Anything else, Nisha?
No, I mean, just creative wise, I feel like I've been reverting back to my childhood and doing like fun stuff. I'm thinking about tie-dyeing soon.
Love it. That's great. Yeah. I want to see some tie-dye stuff. I mean, clothing or like pillows or something.
I don't know. Literally everything. I was talking to a friend about it. I'm like, I want to tie-dye socks and pillowcases and bags and shirts and everything.
Ooh, okay. Maybe I'll have to do a how-to stories or something so we can follow along and try that. I haven't done tie-dye for so long. Thanks. That's wonderful. Okay. Let's jump to Lisa Wad. Where are you, Lisa? Hi.
Here I am. Hi.
Thanks for joining us as you do every Friday. And tell us what's going on with you right now. You've got a lot on your plate, and we'll do a little preview for what's coming up. But in terms of your business now, Lisa, tell people what you're doing and what you're focusing on.
Well, maybe more importantly is that I help you with membership here at Slow Flowers.
Thank goodness.
Working together for maybe over a year.
Yeah, in fact, I think our anniversary was April, so 1 year plus.
Well, cheers to that.
Yeah.
And so I just keep track of everyone and try to keep a tidy spreadsheet so we know all our members and how we can support them best. So Debra and I have also been working on some kind of bigger picture stuff, which I love, visioning, and really I'm trying to extract where Debra wants to take Slow Flowers in the future. So, and we have, like let's crack into that Debra brain.
Jeez, scary.
And outside of Slow Flowers, I about a year ago, not coincidentally, when we started working together, I had closed my flower shop, plant store here in Detroit, and so I could concentrate on doing more art. And so I've been feeling a little, as we all are, kind of stuck inside and a little antsy to work with flowers. So next, let's see here, Monday, I'm going to launch a new project, and then we'll be on the call on Friday talking about it. I am doing a series of installations here in Detroit, raising money to support our local flower co-op, the Michigan Flower Growers Co-op here. And I just felt I felt a little stunted because I don't have a shop anymore, and I mean there are no weddings and events happening. So I felt badly that the farmers weren't getting their usual revenue that they would at this time of year with all the spring weddings and everything happening. So I just hatched this plan to bring in some revenue for them. So I'm really excited about that. And it's called Big Flower Friend, which is a riff on, I don't know if anyone has started watching there's a new Netflix show. I haven't seen it yet, but it's called Big Flower Fight. And I just really didn't like that they were fighting. I think everything should be collaborative and we should all be friends and we should all help each other. So
a few people are clapping.
So my communications team steered me away from talking about that in the messaging, but now you all know the secret name. So I'll tell you more about Big Flower Friend next week, but yeah, it's great. I really have been appreciating connecting with everyone every Friday here on the Slow Flowers calls, because this is really my community.
Lisa, thanks so much. And what Lisa's alluding to is that she's launching this kind of community local flowers art project that will be going on for almost, 6 or 7 weeks starting next week. And so I invited Lisa and one of the flower farmers in Michigan, who's also a Slow Flowers member, to join us next week and just talk about that project, because I think it'll inspire. I know many people are trying to do something that's giving back to their community and something to create activity when you have to create your own activity because maybe it's not coming to you otherwise. So I'm excited about that.
And frankly, I think we could all use a little joy right now. So
absolutely.
And I don't know that I'm revealing a secret here, but so my project hasn't even launched yet, and I just want you all to know that Debra has already pledged to sponsor the last installation of the series. So, our Debra, I sent her the project just to get some feedback, and she said, well, I want to sponsor the one that falls during American Flowers Week. So it feels good to start a project and be 1/6 of the way funded.
Oh, awesome.
With thanks to Debra.
Oh, that's awesome. Anything else, Lisa, you want to share? Put your coordinates in the Zoom chat so people can find and follow you. And they'll be hearing from you if it's time to join or renew, because you're the person who keeps track of that spreadsheet, so I don't have to. Thanks. Great. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a little preview of what I'm doing, and then we're going to jump around and just hear from everybody. And I don't know, some of you may have seen, I'm going to make sure that is my camera on?
Yeah, you're all good.
Okay. Some of you may have seen this giant piece of paper that I put up on social media yesterday. Can you guys see that? It's basically the cover of the new book, Slow Flowers Journal, and the back cover, that's big, so I'm going to put it down, and the back cover and the inside in papers. So I was able to yesterday go to the printer and be at the press check, which I literally have not done since the 80s when I was an editor at 17 magazine, which I did get to go to press checks out in New Jersey back in the day. Anybody who knows print will know that used to be the 4-color separations, and it was way more involved. This is just digital. So the Slow Flowers Journal book is coming up, and the printing will be done by the end of next week, and we'll launch it in June, which is a miraculous thing. So I wanted to show you guys a few previews, and I see that Lori Garza, Laura Tibbets, and Tammy Myers are on this call, and they're all in the book. So I think I'm going to make sure I can show your pages. Should I do that right now? Let me see if I can get to it. Okay. Okay, so here is the PDF, and we'll try to, let me see if I can try to move up and down on this. Here we go. This is Whit Hayes, and she's one of our favorite members in our first chapter, Kelly Shore. These are just spreads. Aren't they beautiful? And so this is the first chapter, and then we go into the Florist Farmer, which is my play on Farmer Florist. Here's our friends Heidi and Molly in Chicago, Field and Florist. We featured a lot of florists who are starting to grow. That's the point of this particular chapter, because the audience of Florist Review is really the professional florist. Farmer florists are definitely part of it, but we wanted to really have a design forward content. So that's the second chapter. The third chapter is the business of flowers, really about retail flower shops. We did include our friend Christina Stimble from Farm Girl Flowers as the opening story because she's just rocked it and blown it up, and we're impressed by that. And then shorter profiles of retail flower shops and basically how they do it, how they support local and seasonal flowers in space when even if they're in a remote cold region. There's a section on marketing inspiration, and Tammy Myers and Karen Thornton and Missy Palakal are in this chapter called Galentine's Party, or this little write-up called Galentine's Party. It's a project we did together. So you'll see that. And then, of course, can you all see this if I'm scrolling too fast? Okay. The tour really features, am I muted? I'm muted. Okay. It really features the American Flowers Week looks that we've created for the last 4 years. Not all of them, but kind of the ones that fit the layout and fit the concept, probably about 15 or 20 of them. This is our first botanical couture commissioned for American Flowers Week with Sue McCleary, which is freaking amazing. And then I wanted to scroll down. I'm going kind of fast because I want you to get the book so you can really see it. But there's some really lovely stuff. It's all been published before, but it's so nice to have it in a collection. The Dahlia Quilt here on the left side of the screen is the beautiful piece that Tammy Myers did of Laura Bloom, and she's on the call. So Tammy, this is how your page looks. Exciting. Got a peony dress from Alaska. We've got beautiful, beautiful South Carolina dress. Irises. Some small chapters, some large chapters. So that's our botanical couture chapter, which my editor, Robin Obney, confessed to me is her favorite. We have Farm to Tabletop, which is really fun because it is sort of talking about mainly people who are doing on-farm events and who are using kind of the slow food integration with slow flowers. So there's 4 of those. And then we have some tabletop inspiration. So let's see. Laura Tibbets, that upper left one there, number 1, is from your event that you created with Rain Grace Hoke when you guys did your workshop a couple years ago. Let's see, we have number 6 is a Tammy Myers project from American Flowers Week. So that's just a little ideas for people, because we know that some of the readers are going to be do-it-yourselfers and home gardeners. Our Slow Weddings chapter is just filled with beautiful wedding inspiration from Hawaii, from Vermont, from Oregon. And then we've got some mini stories from Brooklyn and from Pittsburgh and Washington State. And then what I love the most is the 6 pages of bouquet inspiration. Trying to feature as many Slow Flowers members as possible. Lori Garza, there's yours, number 3. Your beautiful kind of, I guess, inventive palette of really kind of what you're reflecting Central California and a lot of dried elements and a lot of foraged elements. I love that one.
Thank you. That's a huge surprise. I did not expect that.
Oh, good. Well, happy Friday.
Thank you.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome. Let me see if anybody else has one that's on this call. I don't think so. You know, people get busy on Fridays. So, and then our last section is resources, and we featured our members. And by the way, I'll just say everyone in the book is a Slow Flowers member. I made an intentional choice to only feature members because this book is really a handbook to what Slow Flowers mission is all about. So we featured growers who are members who are doing direct shipping. Little did I know this was going to be more important than ever right now. And then our manufacturers and hard goods producers who are also USA made, who are either sponsors or partners of Slow Flowers. And then we have a few ads and I just want to thank the people who did financially help this book. Johnny Selected Seeds, Slow Flowers, of course, DV Flora, the ASCFG, and then Longfield Gardens. We've got 46 and Spruce, which is part of Syndicate Sales, and Milano and Company. So that's it. It's 122 pages. That's the back. And I'm just delighted that you were willing to let me share that with you. It's just something that that I'm excited about. The only other thing, and I will say, we're just on the cusp of setting up pre-orders and all the promotion for that. So the goal was to have it ready for American Flowers Week, and the goal was also to have it ready for the Slow Flowers Summit. We were going to have a virtual book release party, or a real book release party there. Now we're going to have a virtual one. So thank you all for looking at that. And then the only other thing I wanted to mention is we are going to do the big reveal of the Botanical Couture dresses for 2020 next week for American Flowers Week. We have 5 looks. They'll be published in Florist Review first, and then Slow Flowers Journal and American Flowers Week. So I'll share those with you next week. And if anyone is interested in doing a Botanical Couture dress for 2021, please get in touch, because we never plan ahead far enough, and then we miss that early summer window of floral palette. We're always like, stuff that can be shot in the winter and stuff that can be shot in the fall and early spring, and we miss summer. Well, we sometimes can get like dahlias in, but it's always a race, because we have to produce these ahead of time. One thing we're going to do today is give away 4 rolls of 100 American Flowers Week labels that you can use for marketing and promotion on your bouquets, or I know some people put them on mason jars or packaging, add them to a tag, a delivery tag. So we'll have those going out for a few folks. And I wanted to just show you, if you haven't been to the website American Flowers Week, which I'm going to get up right now. American Flowers Week. So yeah. Here is the information about the labels. We actually have a sponsor this year, Growers Discount Labels. They are coming on as our in-kind sponsor, and we're thrilled because they're really focusing on supporting makers and growers all across the country on sort of small enterprise businesses. You can order just by emailing me 50 and then mainly in 100 label increments, but I didn't want to stick someone with 100 labels if they thought they were only going to use a smaller amount. When you come to American Flowers Week, you'll see that Growers Discount is offering a discount for you if you want to get your own branding and order your own labels for your logo. You can go to their website and use and refer to this ad, and they'll give you that discount. Okay, that's where I'm at. I think I'm gonna take everybody off. Well, no, we're gonna go around and just hear from everybody. Is that right, Karen? So I'd like to just ask you to kind of do the same thing that Karen and Lisa and Nisha did. Just tell everybody who you are, where you are, what your business is, and kind of what's going on in your life. And we've got a good small group today, maybe about 20 people. So I think we'll be able to get through everybody before the top of the hour. I'm just going to go from left to right across the screen here. I don't know what your screen looks like, so it might be a different order. But Rachel Johnson, can I have you go first and introduce yourself? You've been a really loyal attendee, Rachel. Thanks for being part of this.
Thank you, and thank you so much for the support environment that this meetup has given for these last couple of months. I'm an educator. I teach Japanese Sogetsu Ikebana, and I'm a designer, and I've never really been able to make myself a floral designer for events, or not really understanding where my niche is. And so that's what this little time has helped me to identify. And especially with the picking up on the porch, I love to be at home, work at home. I live in a very dense area in San Francisco. So I'm about ready now. I did a little bit of promotion for Mother's Day, and I had about a dozen people come over and pick up orchid arrangements.
Wonderful.
And then I want another piece, which is to give back. So then I was yesterday able to go and deliver another arrangement to somebody who's been shut in, working hard as a therapist with a lot of pressure. So that's what feels right going forward. And then on the educator side, I've also had a lot of Zoom insights, and I've got a class today, this morning. This is about my 4th Zoom class. I'm very concerned about what's going to happen with education. You can't I'm managing because I already know my students, but I can't imagine new floral designers coming into a Zoom environment. I'm very concerned about San Francisco City College. The floristry department is a little decimated, and what's happened to the nurseries. You know, they've had a skeleton crew keeping everything alive on 7 acres of growth for horticulture and floristry. So those are some of my concerns, but I do feel this big boost of positive growth in this community. And so I'm so thankful for the morale boost that I've had from listening to all your stories and insights.
Oh, thank you so much. Rachel, will you please put your Simply Grounded information in the chat so people can find and follow you?
Yeah, but I really need to redesign that website. It's been top of the list or bottom of the list.
Yeah.
No
judgment. We're all in a supportive environment here. Thanks. Lori Garza from Florist Flowers. Hi. Are you working? Are you working in your studio?
I am working. I'm making corsages and boutonnieres. I had a canceled wedding. Well, not exactly canceled, but big plans were canceled. So I'm doing a bouquet and a bunch of boutonnieres and corsages.
For like a micro version of the wedding?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing. I don't even know if it's going on, but they're going to have flowers, whatever they do. So I got roses from Torchio. I had nothing blooming in my garden at this time as far as roses go. I've got every filler you'd ever want, but nothing else.
Tell us about your business. Like when you mentioned Torchios, I know you went to San Francisco. You're in San Francisco Bay Area, right?
Oh no, I'm actually right in the almost center of California.
Okay.
Zone 9B. It's hot. It's going to be 103 next week, which is awful. But anyway, I have been a florist almost all my life since I was 17, and so that's a lot of years. And I was in the nursery industry, so it just married really well. Over the last 5 years, I've integrated more and more of my own flowers, and I just like using it. I really don't like using commercial flowers anymore because they just do different things than I'm used to. But it was a necessity, and of course, Torchio came through with Green Valley. The nursery in Salinas.
Yeah, Green Valley Roses. That's
and then
me.
There was another rose grower from Sonoma that contributed. And so, yeah, so it's all California grown stuff, which is awesome.
Great. So how are you faring otherwise with Florrie?
Well, it's different, definitely. I had a different year anyway because I took some time off last year for a knee surgery, and that's all great and everything. But during that time was kind of when everybody was inquiring, about weddings in the spring. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise that I don't have very many weddings this spring. So
yeah.
I've just been changing over to smaller and smaller weddings, which is great for this year. So I like to do elopements. We live an hour and a half away from Sequoia National Forest and Kings Canyon, an hour and a half at the most. So I have people come from all over the United States, pick up flowers with me, and go get married.
Wow.
So it's pretty interesting. I didn't realize it was for that.
Oh, good. I like to keep people guessing. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you.
All right, great. Thanks. I'm going to jump to Laura Tibbets of Midcoast Blooms. Hi, Laura. Okay, well, I guess I got to take you off of mute. Sorry. There you go. Hi.
Hello.
You've been one of the loyal attendees too. Tell us what's going on with you in Maine right now.
So we finally had a good warm stretch of weather. We've finally got some evenings that are in the 40s, which is great. So I think yesterday we had our first day of 75, which is unseasonably warm, but I am planting dahlias tomorrow morning starting at 5 a.m.
Yay!
I'm so excited. I've got 150 plant there, and so I'm a farmer florist, but I'm a farmer florist with an actual physical location. in a town about 12 miles from my home. And this afternoon, my new flooring is coming. So I'm going to be putting down my new floor, and we're going to get this place in order so that when I open on the 6th of June, that we are up and running. I've been closed since St. Patrick's Day, of course, because of COVID-19. But our town is actually trying a different form of shopping. They're basically going to have a town-wide market where all of the business owners are going to basically put a table or display out in front of their business so you can shop outside.
Wow.
I'm thrilled that the Chamber of Commerce here is really going to such amazing lengths for the business owners here in Maine, and especially in our county and our town.
What's your town? What's the name of your town?
The town is Damerscott. We're right at the top of the Damerscott River. We're 12 miles from the ocean.
Wow.
So it's like, it would look like, it would remind you of like a little English town with lots of brick buildings and cute shops and the ocean and, all the tidal river that leads down to the ocean, I should say. So it's, growing lots of stuff at home, a lot of stuff, of course, that normally is harder to find. But our big problem up here is we have a very broken supply chain. We have 2 wholesalers that bring flowers up from either New Hampshire or Massachusetts, and neither of them is fully functioning, and they haven't been, obviously, since this whole thing started. So the flower grower friends that I had made last year when we first got here, obviously are working really super hard to try to get flowers produced faster and faster because they know we have nothing to work with right now.
Wow.
So I'm thrilled that one of my friends about 10 miles in the other direction, she's got anemones that are blooming, her ranunculus are on the edge of blooming. So I'm all excited about good local flowers because those are all things that I don't grow. So
Wow.
That's what's going on over here on this side of the country.
Oh, that's neat. Well, is the June 6th reopening because that's when Maine is allowing retail to resume?
No, they actually allowed retail to start a week ago this past Monday. So it's been almost 2 weeks. Problem is we still have a stay-at-home order here in the state. And without people being out, it's kind of
What's
pointless.
the point? Yeah, that's weird.
And honestly, I haven't had the flowers I wanted to work with anyway. So there was no point in me being here when my effort was better to be home, seeding, getting ready for the 14 new raised beds we've put in, and figuring out how I do things a little differently than I would have planned on doing as a wedding and event designer, to flip more towards
Retail.
a lot more retail than I had planned on doing. So this has not turned out to be the year, obviously, that any of us expected. But it's my test for what retail could look like, and maybe adding a lot more retail than I had originally planned.
Oh, good. I want to follow up with you on that. That's exciting. Thank you, Laura. Put Midcoast Blooms info in the Zoom group chat if you can find it. And I'm going to jump to Bobby at Fernbrook Floral. Hi, Bobby. Oh, sorry. I'm not very good at taking people off mute. There we go.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes. And you've been one of our loyal attendees. Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Or good afternoon for you, probably.
Yeah.
Tell everybody where you are and what you've been doing lately.
I'm in Woodstock, Georgia, which is the Atlanta metro area. And Fernbrook is a new business. I've been a forensic psychologist for 20 years. And the last several years, I've been more and more burned out, kind of ramping down to part-time just for my sanity. And I've done flowers for years and done weddings for family and friends. But until last year, I think I characterized it as a hobby, and I was kind of at a DIY level of skill. And last year I had more time. I wasn't working as much, and I just got really into it. And I have a stepdaughter's wedding that I was getting ready for. And so I started to think of, starting a business, but I was busy. And then the pandemic hit, and instead of feeling like panicked at not being able to work, because most of my evaluations that I do for my job are in jails, and the jails all shut down.
Right.
And instead of feeling panicked, like, oh my God, I can't work, I just felt this huge sense of relief and this feeling like, okay, I'm going to start my business.
That's wonderful.
So I've been focusing on I started the business, but then I realized I need to up my design skills. So I've been focusing a lot on that, really.
So Bobby, where are you going to source your flowers? Do you have a plan for that yet? I know there's some growers in Georgia. I don't know how close they are to the Atlanta metro area.
There are several really small family-owned flower farms within an hour and a half of me. And so I've contacted everyone that I could find in the area. And because all this happened after everything shut down, I haven't met anyone in person.
Yeah.
But we've emailed and talked. And so I'm hoping to source as much as I can from driving distance.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
But I also have opened some wholesale accounts with some wholesalers because it's just,
sure,
I don't anticipate being able to do everything locally.
Right. Well, good luck. And I can hardly wait till you could get out and about and really stretch your new muscles and
thanks. Me
launch
too.
Fernbrook. It'll be fun to watch you.
Thank you.
Anything else before I jump to the next person? No?
No.
Good. Thanks. I feel like I'm rushing people, but I want to get through everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
You.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to unmute Heidi, who seems to have quite a beautiful bunch of lavender behind her. Is that a photo, Heidi? Heidi, you might have to unmute yourself too, because I'm not getting a response to that button. There we go. Hi.
That's actually a farm in Walla Walla.
It's your Zoom backdrop photo, right?
Yes. Because the background is my teenage daughter's bedroom door that has got graffiti on it.
Well, hi, Heidi. Thanks for joining. And I'm so glad you joined a couple weeks ago, and then I must not have sent you the reminder
it went to my promotions file.
That's where a lot of Slow Flower stuff goes, unfortunately. But I'm glad you found it. Tell us about your farm and where you're located.
I'm located in Central Washington in Ellensburg. And we started a lavender farm about 5 years ago. And this past year, or last year actually, I decided I wanted to branch out with cut flowers. So I've been gleaning and learning and raised in the dirt. I have a master's degree in biology, so working with plants and things comes pretty naturally for me. And love collecting vintage or heritage flowers. People have started giving me, oh, this was my great-great-grandmother's peonies. And I'm like, great.
Yeah. You have room then, obviously. How much acreage do you have?
We have 1 1/3 acres. So we're a micro farm, but we have about 1,500 lavender plants.
Wow.
So it keeps me busy. I'm outside a lot.
And Heidi, your business name isn't popping up on the Zoom chat. Tell everyone the name of it.
It is Brick Road Flower Farm.
And I take it you're on Brick Road.
Yes.
Got it. It's a landmark.
Yeah.
So it's great that you're diversifying lavender to cut flowers, because lavender's got such a kind of a specific window, and this is going to extend your season on either end, probably, right?
Yes. Very much so.
And where would you sell most of your harvest?
There's a store that I'm affiliated with in downtown Ellensburg that has all my dried lavenders. And then I also sell fresh from the farm, so farm stand. And I have just people stop by. They'll want to have lavender for weddings. And I have DIY brides that come out, and part of the experience, they want to cut lavender. So I've had moms and brides and bridesmaids out there harvesting, and it's great fun.
Oh, I'm getting kind of like a weird sensory thing, like I'm smelling lavender while you're talking. That's really fun. Well, I'm so close. I want to come out and see you in Ellensburg, and my friends Karen and Tammy, who are on this call, I think we need a road trip, ladies, don't you think?
There's quite a few farms we could take you to.
All right, let's plan for that when everything lifts. Maybe this fall or for sure next summer.
Yes, definitely. I'm dying to plant, but as you know, in Eastern Washington, 2 days ago, our winds were 50 miles an hour, and today we're down to 38. So I can't.
Probably a couple more weeks.
I'm hoping next week. My hoop house is overflowing.
All right. Well, good luck. Thanks so much for joining us. This is so great.
I'm so excited.
Awesome.
Hey, Heidi, are you nwrainhandcrafted.com?
Yes.
Okay, I put it in the chat for you.
That's my, that's the product line from the lavender.
And then Brick Road Lavender, do you have a separate website?
Brick Road and Northwest Lavender, they're all the same. And then I'm going to be doing a new Instagram account for Brick Road Flower Farms.
Okay, great. Well, let me know when you get that so we can add it to your Slow Flowers member page. Okay, I'm going to bounce to Tammy Myers, who I just alluded to. And Tammy, you're going to have to, oh, there we go. Also, Denisa, when I get to you, I'm going to invite you to come on this lavender trip too, because you're in Bellingham. You can make it to Ellensburg. Tammy is an Eastern Washington girl. So Tammy Myers of Laura Bloom, thank you for joining us. I can't believe you had time to join us. Tell us what's going on with your life.
Well, right now I am juggling my online business and being a at-home teacher since my son is at home. Luckily, I used to be a teacher, so we got into a groove finally, but I have to pull out my old bag of tricks to make everything work. But I live on Seattle's west side in a small area called Fall City, but I am originally from Eastern Washington in the Tri-Cities area. So I definitely want to go see Heidi's farm.
It's on the list.
I have a online website called laurabloom.com, and it's kind of it's the first of its kind. It is what they call an online floral marketplace. And my hope is to become the next, for lack of a better word, FTD or 1-800-Flowers for the local and sustainable community. And I've been a Slow Flowers member for, I don't know,
5 years maybe?
Years, yeah. And I used to have a local floral business in Issaquah called First in Bloom. So though my business name is new, I've actually been involved with the group for a long time.
Yeah. So just tell people how Laura Bloom works in terms of like you're basically a storefront for florists who specialize in local and seasonal delivery, right? Delivery of local and seasonal flowers.
Yes. So if you were to go to the target audience is the consumer, so it is retail, but I sign florists, local florists on. Right now in the Seattle area, I have 11 florists, and I'm about to expand in Montana and Oregon. Consumers can go to the site, they can, search the area in which they need local delivery for their flowers, and then they can place the order directly online, and then I notify the florist, and then they take it from there.
Well, will you put that information in the group chat? Actually, Tammy was a guest at the very beginning. I think you were on week 2 or 3 of our virtual meetups. So people can go back and watch that, watch the video of that too. All of those, actually, I'll put a link to all of those replay videos that are on YouTube. So anything else, Tammy?
No, I hope everybody's doing okay and staying connected, because that's how we get through this.
Yeah, so true. Okay, thanks for joining us. Now we've planned a road trip to Lavender. I love it. Susan Schultz, can we get you on? I'm going to take you off of mute. Hi, Joy to Fleur. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You've been so loyal joining this call, Joy to Fleur Floral Design. Tell everybody where you are and what's going on with you.
All right, I live in St. Paul, Minnesota. I also have a farm in southern Minnesota, which is where I'm at right now. That's where we've been sheltering in place. in St. Paul or in the Twin Cities, I'm a floral studio, events, weddings, some commercial accounts like restaurants. All of that has come to a halt, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Although in Minnesota, patio dining is coming back slowly. So opportunities to do some of the work I previously did for greenscaping, restaurant patios may come back in the short term. Since we've been here sheltering in place on our farm, though, it's given me an opportunity to pivot toward becoming a flower grower and farmer. And I just finished planting, I just counted this morning, 750 little holes of seed, flower seeds, some of which are the Johnny seeds that I got as a door prize from a previous meetup.
Oh, wonderful. That's right.
Yeah. So I've been learning from Erin Benzicaine, the cut garden or cut flower garden books and stuff.
So you had a farm, but you were growing something else, or was it more like a family homestead?
Yeah, more like a family retreat getaway, but now I've got the time to actually put it to use.
That's great.
So the work that I do have are some small weddings, and I've taken the opportunity to kind of volunteer to provide some bigger installations, arches and such, using branches and greenery that I can cut here.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So big learning experience on how to package that, process that. We'll see what happens with that.
So is your plan that when the stay-at-home orders lift in Minnesota, then you'll go back to having a St. Paul-based business, but your farm will be one of your sources then?
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yep.
Love it.
And I'm so disappointed that I found out about Slow Flower Summit last year when you had it in the Twin Cities. Like, I found out about it a week later.
I know, I can't believe that. Oh, what a shame.
Too bad, because I've been patronizing Twin City Floral Exchange, Christine Hoffman's business, and it's going great guns right now. So
we were noticing that on social media. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm really happy about that.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so that's what's up with me.
Good luck becoming a farmer florist, Susan.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Hey, I'm going to leave all non-members to the end because I want to highlight members. So I'm going to jump to Denisa next, and with Merrily Along Floral. Hi, Denisa.
Hi, Deborah. Hi, everybody.
It's so good to see you.
Great to see you. Thank you for doing these meetups. And I'm just trying to scroll to your page too. Sorry for the movement. I have the horrible Wi-Fi, so the only thing that works here is my little tiny phone. So I need to invent something to hold the phone for Zoom meetings besides my hand. I've tried to, nothing works. So I apologize for that. I'm a new business. I'm about 3 years old. I'm a retired teacher, librarian, and this is my first year of retirement. So I've gotten to be here in the gardens, and I've been really grateful for this space that we have during this lockdown. And the things we've been working on these last few months is that I started a Whatcom Grown Flowers Alliance with the other growers in our county, up in Whatcom County. And so far we've had a Mother's Day pop up at one of the local restaurants, and it was sold out, and there were about 5 of us that gleaned from our gardens and made a bunch of bouquets, and so that was fun. We found that we've probably jumped in too fast in not establishing an aesthetic or some standards, and so we're needing to backpedal a little bit, and if we do any commercial ventures again. But what it's led to is that I now have a place to have a pop-up for flowers, so that's a gift.
That's awesome.
I've been wanting to do businesses, and so I have 2 businesses now that I'm affiliated with that have pickup or drive-by, offerings for their food and wine, and so that's been a really nice addition to this, because I used to do weddings and workshops, and now that's not happening. So I do bouquet subscriptions. I started mostly with design, but I've always gardened. So now we've got 5 acres and I'm expanding our beds, which my husband's not happy about because it's a lot of work. And, but now I feel like I'm becoming more of the grower that I had hoped to be. And I'm learning on both things. I'm doing a 5-hour online bouquet tutorial with Amy Nicole Floral tomorrow, and hoping to up my design skills. And I'm really excited about that. And the other thing I've loved about this time is all the free tutorials that people are offering. It's just so lovely.
Yeah,
and it's a great way to stay connected. So that's kind of it.
Oh, that's great. And I really want, I've kind of just lurked on Instagram seeing the Whatcom Floral Collective, but hopefully you can send me some more information, because many of you are Slow Flowers members, so I want to support you, Denisa. And I forgot to ask Susan Schultz to put her contact information in the chat. And Denisa, will you do the same for Marilee along your Instagram and website, whatever you have?
Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
that'd be great.
Great. I just blanked out because it was frozen for a minute. So yeah,
Hey,
I'll get you the information.
I think I have a promo code for one of these stands that I have.
Oh,
I'm going to send you that. You can order it for like $37 or something like that. I've also seen, don't laugh, but I've also seen people take 2 toilet paper tubes and cut slots in them, stand them up, and you can rest your phone in it. That's the gorilla version of the $37 stand.
Perfect. I just
Denisa,
thought about it.
I also sent you a link in private chat to a selfie stick link on Amazon. So
we aim to serve.
We're problem solvers here.
I need a lot of help. I just haven't thought about it until today. I was like, oh, I should do something about that. So thank you.
That's funny. Okay, I'm gonna jump to Stacy Lee of Paonia Designs. I can't believe you joined us, Stacy. I thought you were gonna be like so freaking busy that you couldn't do it.
I will be busy when the first peony blooms in a week and a half, hopefully ish. I don't know.
Yay. Yay.
Yeah.
Stacy Lee of Paonia Designs is in Massachusetts, and big reveal here. She's going to be one of 2 guests talking about peonies on next week's Slow Flowers podcast. So give us a little preview of that, or whatever you feel like you can reveal. And you'll have to listen to the podcast for the more in-depth interview.
Okay. I won't blow up your spot, Deborah, but
no, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm in Framingham, Mass. I am like 20 miles outside of Boston. Previously, up until this, Paonia was a wedding and event floral studio, and everything got canceled and postponed through like basically September. I don't have the kind of life where I can do the retail gig because I work out of my house. So I put a pause on Paonia a little bit instead of a pivot. And I want to go back to that, but I actually have been working with a farmer friend of mine, Nishway Peonies in Bolton, Mass. And she is stuck down in Austin, Texas. And she usually comes up to Massachusetts for the peony harvest. And we've been friends for a few years, and she needed someone to be her eyes, ears, and clippers in the field. So I am going to harvest the majority of her peonies with a few of the farmers on the farm. 1 or 2 of them are really going to help me out, but I've got my own. Go ahead.
We're talking about how many plants?
I think there's 1,700 peony plants.
Yeah, it's not just a little garden thing. It's just major.
It's okay. I'm a harvesting machine. I'm stoked. I've been cooped up with an almost 5-year-old and a husband on conference calls for 9 hours straight every day. So send me to a field by myself for 8, 10, 12 hours a day. I am golden. So yeah, I'm super excited. I've got my own chiller to work in, toolbox, the whole bit. We're working through all of the safety stuff for COVID for people to pick things up and where to put the tents. And she messaged me. I can't even, literally 1 minute ago, she's messaging me, asking things out of the blue, but, we're getting going, and we're going to sell some peonies together, and, with a webcam and a solar powered battery pack and a shiwi. So
what is a shiwi?
What is a shiwi? Oh, Deborah's not a camper. Pack it in, pack it out, man. So, yeah.
I just ordered one for my daughter, Stacy Lee.
Oh my God.
Is it like a bathroom thing?
I'm like, if we're road tripping this summer, you've got to learn this, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. They're so cute. They're like, we're going to clean the bathroom every 3 hours. And I'm like, 3 days of labor, a C-section, and a hysterectomy. Like, I'm not coming up every 20 minutes to pee. You have to, I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. So,
Deborah, I can throw an interior client gift that I'm going to send soon.
If I get a 2-for-1 on the extreme kit, I'll send one your way for a freebie. But yeah, so we're working out the important details of me being in a field for 12 hours a day. And she's selling wholesale, she's selling retail, Rooted Farmers, the peony map, her website. I'm running a peony subscription through something I'm launching next week. So yeah, awesome. that's my pause, and then my pivot to go play outside for a month with peonies. And
you'll be physically spent, but your mental health will be excellent.
If I take off like the quarantine 25 I've put on, we'll be good. I'll be a size 6 by July 1st. That'll be great.
I love it.
So, yeah.
Thank you, and everyone will hear maybe more because your partner Eugenia Harris of Niche Way Peonies is also a Slow Flowers member. So it's a great interview. I'm excited about it.
Really, really, really quick, Deborah. I got these seeds in Vermont with you last September, and they are getting bumped up today.
Oh, that's great.
So
that's what I think somebody else mentioned. Was it Susan? Somebody else mentioned getting the Johnny seeds. So
yeah. So I got sunflowers and zinnias that are getting bumped up today that I'm super excited about. So thanks for the seeds.
Oh, you bet. That sounds great. Okay, Emily Lynn, Long Lane. Thanks for being patient while I'm working through the list here. Hi, Emily.
Hello. Thanks. I've been all over the place. I've got dog groomer and contractor, so I've been in and out. So
it's good that you're in right now. So tell us what's happening at Long Lane Farm, where you are, and what's going on with you.
All right. So I'm in north central Pennsylvania. It's a little tiny town called Linden. This is my second year as a small scale flower farmer. I sold my husband yesterday. I've never physically worked this hard in my lifetime, but I'm loving it. And this is not my real job. I'm a nurse, but I took a job as a school nurse a couple years ago, so I am also off with the teachers. So It's been kind of a little mini blessing for my flowers. I've had so much time to focus on getting everything prepped, planted and whatnot. So because of my location, I feel super lucky as far as this COVID hasn't necessarily impacted my farm because aside from tulips, daffodils, everything's yet to bloom. So my peonies are budding up, my snapdragons, everything in the spring, cool hardy things are about to bloom, and my florists are at my door dying to get them because they're having some trouble with getting what they really need from wholesalers. So as soon as it blooms, I feel like I'm going to be in a good position, which I feel very lucky.
What's your market in North Pennsylvania? I'm not quite sure the geography. Are you close to a city, or?
I'm 3 hours from New York City, 3 hours from Philadelphia, 3 hours from Pittsburgh. So I'm quite rural, but I've found really great florists who are not into the telefloral. Really want the local things. And I started up this CSA model this year, and it kind of started out slow, but as people realized what it was, I sold out pretty quickly. So those are my main focuses this year. And then we just finished a farm stand that was made out of an old truck bed. It's really cute. So I'm hoping to be able to put that up as well to kind of get rid of anything that doesn't go to the CSA or florists.
So that would be like people could come pick it up and pay you remotely. And
kind of like play remotely, honor system type of deal. So we'll see how that goes.
Emily, I want to see a picture of that. I know you'll probably post it on your Instagram feed. So be sure to share your coordinates in the group chat so people can find and follow you. That's awesome. Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's so good to put a face to a name. Nicole of Airy Point Farms. Nicole, are you on a walk? You're looking very healthy.
Yes, I'm on a walk with my 2-year-old May. May, can you say hi? Oh, she's gonna be shy.
Cute.
We are on a walk at my husband's dairy farm, And you can see in the background, pretty much this is all that's blooming for me right now, is a bunch of dandelions in a hayfield.
Wait, tell everyone where your farm is.
We're in Wisconsin. We are in east central Wisconsin, so about an hour and a half north of Milwaukee. So this is our first year growing. I do have 10 bouquet subscriptions that people have signed up for that they did over Mother's Day, but I kind of cut it off there because this is, like I said, our first year growing anything other than pumpkins and sunflowers, which we've done successfully in years past. My husband, beyond being a dairy farmer, grows giant pumpkins, like 2,000-pound pumpkins. So we're good at pumpkins. We're good at squash.
Like competition or
yes.
What? Wow.
Yes. Yep.
Maybe he can grow the ornamental little ones for you to sell to florists.
Right, exactly. So we've got little ones. We've got some of like the green ones, the warty ones, but we're good at that. Now I'm working on my side of things and trying to get some flowers going. So I'm very new to everything. Really excited to learn. We are finishing up a roadside flower stand today, and we are going to be at the local farmers market at some point. They just gave us notification that they'll be able to do cut flowers. Previously, it was just going to be potted plants and then vegetables.
Wow.
And fruits. But we will be able to take some bouquets there, so I'm excited about that.
I've heard that it's uneven across the country whether farmers markets are letting flower farmers in or not. So it's good that you're being viewed as essential agriculture. Congratulations.
Yes. Thanks.
Nicole, will you share your Instagram and everything? Maybe if you want us to do it since you're out in the field, we can look that up.
Oh, sure. That'd be great. It's
okay.
Yeah, Dairy Point Farms. That'd be wonderful.
Awesome. Thanks. Hey, we have two people who've been joining the call who aren't members, and I want to just acknowledge them and thank them, to ask them to just introduce themselves and tell us why you care about the Slow Flowers virtual meetup. Melinda Siegel, hi.
Hi, I'm Melinda, and I'm in Alexandria, Virginia, 3.5 miles out of Washington, D.C. I'm following my passion by doing flowers. I joined the garden club last year. I became the state chair. We're the 51st state, part of Washington, D.C., for National Capital Area Garden Clubs. And my mother was very big in flowers. She was an early Martha Stewart. She wrote 3 books. She started in the Untitled Chapter. I was flower arranging for competitions starting in about kindergarten. Used to help out in flower shops. And I'm working on a big idea, which I can share with you guys confidentially. I've shared it with Debra, but I'm thinking of some kind of a speakers bureau where we can get folks like you guys to speak to the garden clubs who want to learn more about the farming and how we could support local farms and local flower shops and everybody else. And as things are changing, one of the things that I think we can actually do, which will make it really more fun, is we can do it with Zoom meetings. And I think Zoom meetings would be a great way, because right now garden clubs don't have any way to bring programs in for the year. And I think Zoom meetings could be really successful for everybody.
Yeah, I think it's the new reality, even though we'd rather be in person together. Yeah. I think you already put your contact information in the.
Actually, I'll put it in. I just said coffee and water.
Yeah, that was much healthier than what I had. Thanks, Melinda. I'm going to introduce Linda. Linda, how do you? Oh, hang on. Linda Hillesheim, is that how you say your last name?
Well, it's actually Hillesheim. The S and H don't go together.
Okay. Hi. Thanks for joining us.
Hi. I am in the Redmond, Washington area. I have been signing in for the last couple of weeks, which I totally enjoy. I like to see that there's people who are established and people who are just getting into it, which is really, really great. So I'm from Minnesota, so it's nice to hear all this Midwest talk. I have been working with sustainability for quite a while, and introducing a lot with biophilic design, bringing it into buildings and trying to get kind of like an interior landscape kind of idea going, because with all the conferences and different things that we do, it's mentioned how important it is to have the floral design there, but it's not really incorporated in when you're designing a building. So I'm kind of trying to work on that. And I've been doing, I do ikebana. My husband was from Okinawa, so I've been doing that for a lot of years. I do arrangements for the Seattle Art Museum and for the Asian Gallery periodically, and different shows and things like that. And I do a weekly center with a number of arrangements. And one thing I just wanted to mention is people keep telling me I should do this as a paying business, but I just do it, for nonprofits and for different things like that. And so it's good for me to listen to this. And what I've been doing a lot lately is posting on my Facebook page. I do arrangements and I get a lot of response. People seem to be really happy. I'll put other things out there, but I get a really good response from the arrangements. And then what I've been doing lately, like with this weekend and for Mother's Day weekend, I get flowers from the farmers markets in different places. I stop at those and I do a large arrangement with a photograph, and then I do like just small arrangements, and I've been delivering them to friends of mine who are more housebound. And I think just sharing those feelings with people right now has been really good for me. And that was one of the ideas. People said, well, you should do this as a business. So I'm looking at it. So thank you for all your input.
Okay, so Linda, do you have, will you add your Facebook page link in the group chat so we can see what you're posting, or if you're comfortable doing that?
Yeah, maybe I'll do it next week.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, very good. Okay, I think we got through everybody, and I'm excited about that. This has been really different. We normally have a speaker, and we normally can't have the personal introductions for the whole group because of the size, but I'm glad we had under 20 people today so we could do that. Just to wrap up, I want to congratulate last week's giveaway winners. You probably saw this in the email, but Samantha Brownell of Plant with Sammy received a t-shirt, Slow Flowers t-shirt. Beth Cyphers of Crowley House Flower Farm received the Slow Flowers book, the original book, which I don't have on my desk to hold up. I'm not giving one away today, so that's all right. And Molly Culver of Molly Oliver Flowers was the lucky recipient of the beautiful custom wreath that Bethany Little of Charles Little and Company designed. So we've got a lot of people are going to get stuff today. We've got one more Slow Flowers t-shirt, Slow Flowers Society t-shirt to give away with this really cool tag on the back that Karen created, the conscious choice for buying and sending flowers, Slow Flowers, hashtag. And 2 people will receive advanced copies of the new Slow Flowers Journal Volume 1 book, which is exciting. You'll have to wait about 2 weeks to receive that. And then 4 of you will receive the American Flowers Week labels, which are perfect 2x3 inch bouquet labels that you can use for other kind of marketing too. And American Flowers Week is June 28th through July 4th. So we're getting them out early. And if you're interested, if you don't win one, if you're a member, you're eligible to order these, and the prices are pretty affordable, and we'll try to get those out to you. This year, Lisa and I are cooking up some kind of hashtag contest. We don't have it all worked out yet, but we're encouraging people to post photos of their flowers during American Flowers Week with or without the label, and use the American Flowers Week hashtag. And then we're going to have multiple fun giveaways for people who participate. We've done it in the past, and to be perfectly honest, the Slow Flower Summit has taken all my attention in the last few years, and I've kind of forgotten to run this promotion for American Flowers Week because they coincide. But guess what? This year we've got time. So it'll be fun. All right, I think that's it. We went a little over, but I really enjoyed it. Next week, we're going to have Lisa. And Lisa, can I mention who's coming on with you? Is that confirmed?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Amanda Marmon of Gnome Grown Flowers, and she's a member of the Michigan Flower Growers Cooperative too.
Oh,
so
great.
She'll join me and talk about our collaboration.
I'm excited. That'll be wonderful. And then just to remind all of you, if you weren't on the call last week, next week will be week 10. It's been great. But to have to put makeup on every Friday is killing me. No, I'm just kidding. That's not the reason why, but I'm going to propose that we sort of make this more of a monthly meeting and go a little longer, maybe go 90 minutes and have a full 30 minutes for breakouts, and, plus whatever topic du jour we decide to feature. So next week will be our last weekly meeting, and then we will pop over to Friday, June 12th, and we'll try to be consistent about the second Friday of the month going forward. I mean, this has been so successful. We're just going to make it a regular thing going forward, COVID or not, because it's just been really rewarding, and we're all kind of getting good at this Zoom thing. So I thank you all for joining us. I love seeing your faces and hearing your voices and stories, and I wish you a wonderful 3-day weekend. Take advantage of it. Plant or design or drink cocktails or take a nap, and I'm going to do some of the above. And I will be on a flower farm one day this weekend, so more on that later. Okay, take care, and we'll see you all very soon. Thanks.